Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Here's a detailed look at what is said about her sobriety, whether she considers herself an alcoholic, and the nuances behind her recent decision to drink again, pulling together her statements and public reactions. Always happy to dig deeper or narrow in if you want more on one part. Who is and what's her sobriety backstory? Alyssa is married to country rapper Jelly Roll. Over recent years, she's been quite public with her recovery journey, including what substances she used, when she stopped, and her reasons for doing so. Yavu hi ililo country rebel. Country here are the key points. In 2017, says she quit using hard drugs like pills and cocaine. Country rebel. Country taste of country. In 2018, she stopped drinking alcohol. Her reason, her mental health, specifically that hangovers the next day were more than just physically uncomfortable, they were damaging to her mental well-being. Country rebel. Country. She has also been open about growing up in Las Vegas, where alcohol was prevalent, but she distinguishes that prevalence from a problem. Hello, music news. Did she say she was an alcoholic? This is where it gets subtle. Has made several clarifying statements that suggest she does not identify as an alcoholic in the traditional sense. Here's how she's addressed it on her Dumb Blonde podcast, episode around 15 September 2025. She said, "A lot of people think that I was an alcoholic in my former life, and that wasn't my drug of choice." Music news. She specified that her drug of choice was cocaine and Xanax. She also said, "Alcohol was just always prevalent because I grew up in Vegas." Hello. Additionally, I never had a problem with alcohol. Music news. So while many assumed she included alcohol when talking about her addiction or recovery, she has drawn a line. Her main struggles were with other substances, not alcohol, although alcohol was present in her environment and life. The Rome incident. Breaking her sobriety recently, there was a situation that brought this all back into public view. While in Rome with Jelly Roll, posted a video holding what appeared to be a bottle of wine, and people asked whether she had broken her sobriety. Music news. Hey Lilo country rebel. Country. Here's what she said in response. She acknowledged that yes, she had a drink. She described it as a rare moment, letting loose during a vacation, enjoying time with her husband. Alelo. She clarified that although she had stopped drinking in 2018, that decision was made for mental health reasons. The hangovers part was key, and not because she viewed herself as alcohol dependent. Taste of country. She pointed out that her sobriety is not a strict zero-tolerance rule in her view. She said 99.9% of the time she is sober, but she also recognizes that sobriety means different things to different people. AELO. She warned about how visibility matters. Some people really battling that demon could see her with a drink and think that relapse is acceptable or inevitable. She asked followers to understand that her context is unique and to not assume everyone can or should follow exactly the same path. AELO. So, was she ever an alcoholic? Putting together her statements, does not say she was an alcoholic. She draws that distinction. Drug addiction, cocaine, Xanax was her bigger struggle. Music news. She did stop alcohol in 2018 because of how it was affecting her mental health, especially hangovers, etc. Country rebel. Country, but even in quitting, she suggests she didn't feel addicted to alcohol in the way she felt with other substances. In her words, she never had a problem with alcohol beyond its prevalence in her life. Music news. What this tells us. The bigger picture. This story illustrates a few broader things about sobriety, public perception, and recovery. Sobriety is not one size fits all. Is very clear that what sobriety means for her may be different for others. Some people have to avoid all substances absolutely, others may have more leeway. Context, triggers, what one's history is, all matter. Music news public figures get extra scrutiny. When showed the video, reactions were swift. People questioned whether she fell off, broke her promise, etc. She addressed that directly, saying that having a drink once in a while doesn't mean you fall off the entire path, and that people should be cautious about comparing themselves to someone else's journey. Mental health plays a huge role. For quitting substances and alcohol was intertwined with trying to protect her mental health. Her statements repeatedly mention how negative effects like hangovers, substance side effects, and the psychological consequence of using substances impacted her. Country rebel, country honesty and transparency are parts of her approach. She's been open about mistakes, about what sobriety looks like for her, and about what she still grapples with. In doing so, she seems to want to these journeys and show that recovery is messy, personal, and not always linear. Final take so, to directly answer your question. No, does not identify as having been an alcoholic in the sense of alcohol being her primary addiction. She acknowledges alcohol was always around her, but her major substance challenges were with drugs, pills, cocaine, and Xanax. She did stop drinking in 2018 for her mental health, but she doesn't believe she was alcoholic in the way many assume, and she's explained that. Her recent drink in Rome was a conscious choice, rare, and not a relapse in her view of her recovery path.